grand finals of Youth Regiment Tournament 2023, which was organized by the Army Rugby Committee.
2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කොටලානායක රෙජිමෙන්තු කාන්තා රග්බි තරගාවලියේ සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදා කාන්තා ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම අනුස්වර අවසන් තරගය සඳහා සුදුසු පන්දුකාට දෙන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදා පොලිසිය බලකාය යුද්ධ හමුදා කාන්තා බලකාය අප සූදානම් වන්නේ අවසන් තරගය සඳහා සුදුසු ලබූ ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් දෙකෙහි රෙජිමෙන්තු ගීතයන් වාදනය කරන්නට සෑම අසුන් වලින් ලැබී තිබේ.
Now it's time to welcome the regimental songs of the Sri Lanka Army Service Corps of the Sri Lanka Army Corps who selected for the grand finals of Women's and the Regiment Rugby Tournament 2023.
වදනෙන් වාදනය වන්නේ යුද්ධ හමුදා පොලිසිය බලකාය රෙජිමෙන්තු ගීතය. ඊළඟට වාදනය වන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදා කාන්තා බලකා රෙජිමෙන්තු ගීතයයි.
Suri
ගාලකා ගීතයන් ගායනා කළ ඔබට අපගේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය පුද කරමින් අප සූදානම් වන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු කාන්තා රග්බී තරඟාවලියේ අවසන් තරඟය සඳහා සුදුසුකම් ලැබූ ශ්‍රී ලංකා
the grandstand to start off the sevens final. Qualifications for the final: Sri Lanka General Services Corp and Sri Lanka Army Women's Corp. Two relates to the chief guest. Major General Sanjay Wanasinghe, Chief of Staff. He will be accompanied by Major General Chandra Wickramasinghe, Director General Staff. From now, we will be starting off the sevens final, and things are very warm and hot at the moment. Team cards: Sri Lanka Army General Services Corp, Nadisha Disanayaka at loose head position, Ayesha Jayashani, the hooker Nirodha Sakintani, and right head prop and Madhuka Wickramasinghe do all the distribution at scrum half, Nirosha Ratnayaka outside half, and Chakuri Sanjaya the center at wing position, Umesha Kahadeva, and for Sri Lanka Army Corp. Just a moment ago, we have given you the names of Sri Lanka Women's Cup. And for Sri Lanka Army Women's Corp, we got Isanga Dharmasuri at loose head position, Buddhika Adhikari at hooker, Nisansala Viraratna at tight head prop, and Deshani Ratnayaka doing all the distribution at scrum half position at the base of the scrum. Kavindi Yasara outside half, Devindi Kumara Singha the center, and Madhushika Sandamali the winger. Two relatively new teams, as I mentioned a little moment ago. It will be interesting to see which team will get the upper hands as we speak. Both the teams introduce to the chief guest and the dignitaries, and I take this moment to welcome my co-commentator Ranjika Perera. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Namga, and good afternoon to everyone joining us live from the Panagoda Army Camp. This coverage brought to you by Quadrangle, the Inter-Regiment Rugby Tournament 2020, the finals day to day, happening live at the beautiful Panagoda Army grounds. Stunning conditions here, the ground conditions, and the perfect place to play some running rugby. The sun has also hidden behind the clouds, so it's perfect setting for these women to kickstart the proceedings today with the finals. And it's just a couple of minutes away from the formalities to be over, and the players will take the field and start off this cracking final to determine the victors of the Inter-Regiment Rugby Tournament in the women's segment.
Much awaited, much loved tournament in the Army sporting calendar. This live streaming is available for you on Sri Lanka Army's The Defenders of Nation official Facebook page. This is the women game, and from a while now we'll be moving into the main event, the men's final rather. But for now, two women's team looking very keen and raring to go. Bright and sunny, as Ranjika mentioned, perfect conditions, vastly improved rugby field here at Army Camps Panagoda.
It will be to kick off the proceedings in the first half. This will be a sevens game, and just waiting for the match ball to be given to the referee. Couple of games lined up today, the women's final and the men's final later on, to determine the champions of the Inter-Regiment Rugby Tournament 2023. So the Army Women's Corps will kick off the proceedings. Yes, the kickoff. Letting it bounce. Big mistake there. Let the ball bounce. It's very tricky. But the Services Corps take the ball away. Sticking together a couple of faces, but it's the Army Women's who have stolen it. Now, the players are clustered together, not using the width of the pitch. Here's Women's Corps. They have players on the outside. Too late with the pass in that occasion and stolen once again. The referee gives away the first penalty for not rolling away. And a chance for the Army Women's Corps to launch an attack.
Sri Lanka Women's Corps playing from right to left, dressed in blue and yellow. Now in position, set up a ruck and gives the ball to number 7. Slowly but surely gives out the ball, but spilled it cheaply. Ref had no option but to call for a scrum in favor of Sri Lanka Army Women's Corps, dressed in black and green, very colorful. Army Grounds Panagoda dressed up for the occasion. Really nice settings. They are getting huge support from their compatriots, the families, the dignitaries, all here and all anticipating some exciting rugby. First set piece of the game. Women's Corps with a feed in. Gives it out. Speedy standoff. Running across the field. Now gives it out to number 23, and she looks like got plenty of gas in the tank. She moves all the way. Just the first try. Sri Lanka Army Women's Corps. Such a strong start for the game. First points on the board.
Running across the field.
Now gives it out to number 23, and
Sri Lanka Army General
she
Services
looks
Corps,
like
who
got plenty of gas in the tank. She
first
moves
score
all
just a
the
moment
way.
ago. There she go, fast
Just
legs.
The first try right underneath the post. 5 points. Such a strong, exactly the start they were looking for. Sri Lanka Army General Services Corps is in front. Conversion done neatly, 7 points on the board. Now Sri Lanka Army Women's Corps will have to do some serious catching up, purely due to the fact this is a game of sevens. You don't have too much time to come back into this game. It's the Women's Corps will have to score next.
Nirodha Sachintani, the scorer of that try for the Services Corps. And now with the restart, let's it
Army
bounce,
Women's
the
Corps.
ball rolling away
Such a strong
inside
start for the game.
22.
First points on the
Looks
board.
like a knock on, so that's position back to the Services Corps. A chance for them to extend their lead. 7 points to nil it stands. Still early days in this game.
Running across the field during early exchanges, Army Women's Corps looks very unsettled, looks nervous, understandably. Big occasion, big final took to them. As we found out right before the game, these young girls, these young ladies, in fact, completely new. Our Service Corps once again strike it right underneath this post. Try number 2 already, 12 points, dominating. Ladies, in fact, There you go.
Completely
Doing
new.
the simple stuff. Steps inside, move through the space, and the defending from women's corp not
Once
up to the
again,
mark. Strike it. As a result, they are trailing behind by 12 points to nil. Not going to be easy, like I mentioned a moment ago. Simple stuff. Steps inside, go, move through the space, be in front. You will have to strike next. Now, Army Women's Corp feeling the heat, trailing 12 points to nil. Service Corp just about to restart things. Fine leg drive from ladies, in fact. Army Women's Corp. Complete simple stuff. Steps inside. She decided to move through the space to the right. Very neat ruck formation. Women's Corp settling into this game, getting few paces as we trying to wrap them up. Immediately conceding, holding on. Penalty in favor of Service Corp.
So far, the Services Corp have dominated proceedings. The second try was scored by Ayesha Jayashani for the Services Corp. Slight knock to a head gives a hold up in the game and a chance for players to refresh,
To the right.
to get in some big long
Very
breaths.
neat ruck
You need it
formation.
in the seventh game. And referee immediately asking for a replacement.
Settling into this game, getting few paces as we
Looks like we got a injured player on the ground, not feeling too good. Stretcher being brought out, medical attention given. Looks like she's just about to taken out of the field. A replacement coming up for Women's Corp. I think inside the ruck she taken a blow to the head. Must be feeling very
steps
dizzy at the
inside.
moment.
She decided to move through the
We'll
space
see
to the
medical
right.
support coming in double quick time these days.
Very
Now
neat.
things have started in the middle. Once again, Services Corp. This time ball went forward. It'll be a scrum in favor of a Women's Corp. Lucky break, I must tell, because had that movement was completed, definitely
Start
the
on in the
Services
middle.
Corp would have created another opportunity. There you
Services Scope.
go. Clearly
This time
went
ball
forward.
went forward.
knocked it.
It will be a
Scrum in favor of Women's Corp. Women's Corp. Number 4 are ready to feed in. Good hands this occasion by a Women's Corp. A yellow card is shown for foul play. Will they be able to utilize the numerical advantage? 7 against 6.
Right. A women's scope.
Good defense there from the Services Corp. They are rushing in defense, not allowing the Army Women's Corp to work the ball around. But despite that's a break. Good line break from the Army Corp's number 3 jersey. Another penalty given to the women's in this first half itself.
Good defense there from
Seems like
Services
it will be another replacement for The Army women's scope.
In defense, not allowed.
Physio in the field. Looks like the stretcher is needed once again.
Now at the moment, ref has stopped the clock, which means just about 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes in fact. Services Corp will have to contend with 6 players. Already got 1 player in the sin bin for foul play. They looks the stronger side. Got quite a few mobile backline. Already broken the defenses of women's corp twice, quite easily done. Tackling from the women's corp wasn't up to the mark. So if they are to improve, those are the 2 areas: tackling, defense, and their handling efficiency not up to the mark. This certainly look like a very unsettled bunch of ladies in the middle. Now number 4 with the ball in hand. It's a penalty in favor of women's corp. Big number 1 decided to kick the ball. Oh, they are charging. Nice dummy. This is the problem women's corp been suffering right throughout the game. Their tackles not up to the mark, luckily. Fumbled it. Big break for Army women's corp. Right in the center field. By the looks of it, we have done for the first half. So at the end of the first half, Sri Lanka General Services Corp is in front 14 points to 0.
One-sided half from Services Corp, scoring 2 converted tries.
We'll get an opportunity to have a look at the highlights of the first half. Completely dominated by the Services Corp. Gives it out. This is the first speedy standoff running across the field. Now gives it out to number 23, and she looks like serious amount of speed. Plenty of gas in the tank. She moves all the way. Just the first try. Backsline. Sri Lanka Army women's corp. Such a strong sake of in fact chasing. No real intent. And this is the second completely new try. Nicely given out ball. Our service side found room. Went right underneath the post. Once again, 7 more points added. Dominant first half for Services Corp. Moved through the space. And the defending from will the women's corp be able to come up with a different game plan in the second half. They will have to do something really, really special. Their defenses has to be much stronger. Their tackling need to find the mark. But from what we have seen so far, the Services Corp just slipping through tackles. Here's the restart. Gathers the ball and running across. A nice ball being presented. Doing the basics right, women's corp in the second half. Nicely formed ruck to clear the ball. This young lady, number 1, got the penetrative power. Number 10 running right across the field. Just about 15 meters, but 0 meters in front. Running sideways never helps. Now working the ball from left to right. Made a breakthrough momentarily, number 8. Ruck clearance from the women's corp is really good. Now looking for wider channels. Number 1, big burly figure, strong legs. Clears the ball and presented to the number 7, met with a really wraparound tackle. They're working the ball left to right, right to left, but gaining no meters in front. Seriously good defense from the services crop. They are in front. They feel confident.
Women's Scope stuck in their own half. Going for the boot, but no real conviction there. Here's Services Scope now with space on the outside. The try scorer, number 14. Jaishani will go all the way to score her second try of the match. 2 tries for Aisha Jaishani. And looks like it will be the Services Corp who take this victory now with space on the outside. The try scorer, number 14. Easy as you like it, just running around, enough pace to beat all the defenders. She goes all the way. 19 points to nil with the conversion to come. The conversion is not through. It will remain 19 points to nil. A daunting task now. I would say that could be just too much to handle, to overcome for the Army Women's Scope in this game.
You said it right, Ranjika. It will be a daunting task, next to impossible. Having a look at the way Services Corp dominated the proceedings and how lackluster, clueless Sri Lanka Army Women's Corp were. They get a few passages in their favor. Now number 1 deciding to kick. Dangerous, speedy. Ayesha Jayashani once again moves, this time somehow managed to bring her down. Luckily for Women's Corp. Now still, Services Corp looking to extend their lead. All but one-sided game so far. Nice ball being presented. Slippery hands lets it knocked on, and it will be once again scrum in favor of Women's Corp. Lucky break.
One-sided game so far. Nice ball being presented. Slippery.
But the Women's Scope haven't been able to get out their own half, let alone get anywhere near the try line rather. But here's the ball out for Services Scope. Shrugs off one defender, brought down, finally inside the attacking half. Army Women's Scope. Here comes a big number 1, burst in through couple of tackles, brought down, takes 2 to bring her down. Army Women's Scope still with the ball. They have players on the outside. Referee has his hand up, playing advantage. Gives away a penalty for Army Women's Scope. She has to take it quickly. She has to make sure that she gets the score on board as quickly as possible. She takes it. Now going to the shorter side. The player cuts back in. Brought to ground. Here's the big number 1 once again. This time, good defense there from the Services Corp, but the ball is still available for Army Women's Corp. They have players on the outside. Ball is fumbled out. Still, now gives it to number 8. She has space, but it's brought down. Brilliant defense once again from the Services Corp women. They've just been brilliant with defense, but gives away a penalty. Taken quickly. Here's the Women's Corp. Referee will bring back pay because the penalty was not taken from the correct spot. Now takes it once more. Here's the number 4. Nowhere through that. Still going the Women's Corp with the ball inside the 22. They have players on the outside now using the width of the pitch. The big number 1 goes by herself, gets the offload. There's a fumble. Loses a couple of yards, but still it's their ball to work their way now. Once again, desperate defense from the Services Corp, and this time they managed to steal the ball. And all that effort, all that faces, all going to waste for the Army Women's Cup.
Deshani Ratnayaka, it is, I think, diminutive looking scrum
Work
half
their
for
way
women's
now.
scope. Did such a wonderful job,
Once again,
created few opportunities, worked the ball out wide and ran herself quite a few meters, gained ground. Diminutive in size, but she looks like someone who got a very big heart. Now services scope, looking to get out of the jail for the first time in this game. They are under a little bit of pressure, holding on to the ball on the ground. It will be a penalty now. Deshani Ratnayaka, quick tap taken. She's the nippy one and moves through two defenders and scores the first try for women's scope. What a comeback. I for a moment thought this is a one-sided game. Deshani Ratnayaka proved us wrong. What a move. Take a look at it. She's diminutive looking but got the speed and the sidestepping skills. Wonderful job. The scoreline looks much more respectable now for women's scope.
That's the final whistle. End of the game. Services Scope winning the encounter easily, 19 points to 5, and the championship will go to the Army, Sri Lanka Army General Services Corps women's team, winning it easily at the end.
There you go, the first game between Sri Lanka Army Women's Corps and Sri Lanka General Services Corps just ended. First half completely dominated by Services Corps, number 14. Ayesha Jayashani scored a try in the first half, a try in the second half. Speedy, crafty winger. In fact, the hooker for Services Corps. Now two teams lined out and thanking all the supporters. What a wonderful gesture. Interesting game, and as predicted, Sri Lanka General Services Corps, the 7th champion of 2023 edition of Inter-Regiment Rugby Tournament.
Yeah, it's all for us, you believe.
Want to
You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a
Testing one,
hurricane,
testing one, two,
it's
three, testing
over.
one.
Before you know
Testing
it,
one.
why you
හමුදාධිපති කුසලානන්ත රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බී තරඟාවලියේ සමාප්ති උත්සවයේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධමුතා ලෙස සහභාගී වන යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති ගජපා රෙජිමේන්තුවේ හා ජාතික ආරක්ෂක බලමුළුවේ රෙජිමේන්තු අධිපති ලෝතනන්ට් ජෙනරල් විකුම් ලියනගේ RWP RSP NDU ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරිතුමන්ගේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය පිළිගැනීම යුද්ධ හමුදා මාළික ප්‍රධාන යුද හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාලතුවක්කු හමුදාවේ කර්නල් සේනා විධායක මේජර් ජෙනරල් සංජය බණසිංහ අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජෙනරල් ප්‍රධාන මාළික යුද හමුදා රග්බී ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති මේජර් ජෙනරල් චන්දන වික්‍රමසිංහ යුද හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා අධ්‍යක්ෂ බ්‍රිගේඩියර් අනිල් පීරිස් යුද හමුදා රග්බී කමිටු ලේකම් බ්‍රිගේඩියර් රෝහන් වෙතසිංහ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමාලා විසින්.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we are waiting for the arrival of the chief guest, and this is the arrival of the chief guest, the commander of the army, colonel of the regiment of the Gajaba Regiment, and the Sri Lanka National Guard, Lieutenant General Vikum Lianage, RWP, RSP, NDU. He will be welcomed by the Chief of Staff of the Sri Lanka Army, the Colonel Commandant of Sri Lanka Artillery, and the Chairman of Sri Lanka Army Sports Committee, Major General Sanjay Vanasinghe, the Director General General Staff and the Chairman of Sri Lanka Army Rugby Committee, Major General Chandana Vikramasinghe, the Director of Directorate of Sports, Brigadier Anil Piris, Vice Chairman of Army Rugby Committee and Director Sri Lanka Army Engineering Service Branch, Brigadier Dhananjaya Aludenia, and Secretary of Army Rugby Committee, Brigadier Rohan Vetasinghe.
ආයුබෝවන් සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක්.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
ප්‍රථම වරට ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය දීපේ රග්බී කණ්ඩායමක් 1879 ජූනි මාස 28 වන දින මහනුවර කින්සොඩ් විද්‍යාලයෙන් බිහිවන ලදී. ප්‍රථමයෙන් කොළඹට හා මහනුවරට පමණක් සීමා වූ මෙම ක්‍රීඩාව වර්තමානයේ වන විට ශ්‍රී ලංකාව පුරාම ව්‍යාප්ත වෙමින් පවතිනවා. රග්බී ක්‍රීඩාව මෙවන් තලයකට ගැනීම සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව රග්බී ක්‍රීඩාව වෙනුවෙන් කළ සේවය මිල කළ නොහැකිය. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට රග්බී හඳුන්වා දී වසර 83කට පමණ පසු එනම් 1962 වර්ෂයේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව රග්බී ක්‍රීඩා කරන ක්‍රීඩා සමාජ හා එක්වන ලදී. ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාවේ දක්ෂ රණවිරුවෙකු හා රග්බී ක්‍රීඩකයෙකු ලෝතනන්ට් ජෙනරල් ඩෙන්සිල් කොබ්බෑකඩුව ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ද මහනුවර රග්බී කණ්ඩායම නියෝජනය කරමින් සිට යුද්ධ හමුදාවට එක් වූ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරියෙක්. වසර 61ක යුද්ධ හමුදා රග්බී ඉතිහාසය තුළ යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපතිතුමන්ගේ උපදෙස් හා මඟ පෙන්වීම මත පවත්වන 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බී තරඟාවලියේ ඒකායන අරමුණ වන්නේ 2023 වසරෙන් ආරම්භ වන අන්තර් සමාජීය රග්බී තරඟ වලින් යුද්ධ හමුදාවට ජයග්‍රහණ හිමි කර ගැනීම හා ජාතික කණ්ඩායම යුද හමුදා ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ගෙන් සහභාගී කරවා ගැනීමයි.
The history of Sri Lankan rugby goes back to year 1879, and at present it has been expanded up to more registered athletes by representing separate sports club in all around the country. An army rugby team can be considered as the one of recognized team among other rugby sports clubs for its best players and the spirit. During the journey of 61 years of army rugby history, and for the first time in history of Sri Lanka army rugby, the Army Rugby Committee was able to organize the Commander's Trophy Women's Inter-Regiment Rugby Football Tournament 2023 under the direction, guidance and blessings of the Commander of the Army. It was conducted with the participation of Sri Lanka Engineers, Sri Lanka Signal Corps, Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps and Sri Lanka Army Women's Corps.
2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලානාන්ත රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලිය සඳහා කාන්තා ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් 5ක් සහභාගී වන ලද ශ්‍රී ලංකා ඉංජිනේරු බලකාය, ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකාය, ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකාය නියෝජනය කරමින් එක් කණ්ඩායම් බැගිනුත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදා කාන්තා බලකාය නියෝජනය කරමින් කණ්ඩායම් දෙකක් තරඟ බඳින ලදී. මෙම ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් සහභාගී කරවීම සඳහා සුවිශේෂී දායකත්වයක් දැක්වූ රෙජිමේන්තු අධිපතිවරුන්ට, බලකාධිපතිවරුන්ට, මධ්‍යස්ථාන සේනා විධායකවරුන්ට ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය පුද කර සිටිනවා.
Especially in this moment, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Colonel of the Regiment, Center Commandant, and all team managements for preparing a women rugby team from their respective regiments for this tournament.
තියුණු තරඟයකින් අනතුරුව යුද හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකා කාන්තා කණ්ඩායම ජය හිමි කර ගනිද්දී 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ අවසන් පෙරමි තරඟ ඉසව්ව සඳහා සුදුසුකම් ලැබූ ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකා ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම හා යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකා ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් මේ වන විටත් ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේ පෙළසැදී සිටිනවා. සම්භාවනීය මුත්තනේ අප සූදානම් වන්නේ අවසන් තරඟය සඳහා සුදුසුකම් ලැබූ රෙජිමේන්තුවල ගීතයන් වාදනය කරන්නට. සෑම අසුන් වලින් නැගී සිටින්න.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to write for the regimental songs of the Sri Lanka Signal Corps and Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps, who selected for the grand finals of Inter-Regiment Rugby Football Tournament 2023.
ප්‍රථමයෙන් වාදනය වන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකා රෙජිමේන්තු ගීතය.
දිනවන ජයටම වෙත යන ශ්‍රීරශනික ගුණ නැන බල පිරි අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකායයි අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකායයි විදුලොව නැගිදියුණුව ගෙන එඩියෙන් මව්බිම සරසමු නිවැවුම් නව දැන නිසැකව විදු එළියෙන් හෙට ලොව දිනනෙමු රුපුසෙන් බලමුළු සිඳ බිඳ විද්‍යුත් සංග්‍රාමික තෙද අපි දිවි දෙමු රණබිම් වැඩ සිත් පැසසුම් සතොසින් විද මව්බිම දිනවන ජයටම වෙත යන ශ්‍රීරශනික ගුණ නැන බල පිරි අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකායයි අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකායයි සංඥාසින් සිතනංගන ශිල්ප සදන තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණ නිති සලසමු පොදු ජන සිත නංගමුලක් මවලොව දස අත සයුර ගුවන බිම රජයන සුමිතුරු බලමුළු යාකොට නිසි මගගෙන යන අප බලකායට නිතිපතනෙමු කිත් පැසසුම් ජය මව්බිම දිනවන ජයටම වෙත යන ශ්‍රීරශනික ගුණ නැන බල පිරි අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකායයි අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකායයි
මිලකට වාදනය වන්නේ යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකා රෙජිමේන්තු ගීතයයි.
හමුදා පොදු සේවාවන් ඉටු කරමින් රණවිරු වේතන සකසන
ලිපි ගොනු ලේඛන සුරකින
ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පොදු සේවා බලකායයි මේ දීපය හානක දැනුමෙන් පිරිපුන් වියතුන් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේ ජය රජනම්වා විශිෂ්ටත්වයෙන් පෙරටම ඇදෙනම් ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පොදු සේවා බලකායයි මේ නැතුමෙන් ගැයුමෙන් වැයුමෙන් දස්කම් දක්වන විරුවන් සූසට ශිල්ප කලා ඔක්නම්වා විශිෂ්ටත්වයෙන් පෙරටම ඇදෙනම් ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පොදු සේවා බලකායයි මේ ස්වභාවිපත් ළඟ කැපවී යුද බිම සටනට දිරිදී හස්ත ශක්තියෙන් මව්බිම රකිමින් විශිෂ්ටත්වයෙන් පෙරටම ඇදෙනම් ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පොදු සේවා බලකායයි මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා පොදු සේවාවන් ඉටු කරමින් රණවිරු වේතන සකසන
ලිපි ගොනු ලේඛන සුරකින
ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාවේ පොදු සේවා බලකායයි මේ
ජයග්‍රහී කණ්ඩායම් වල බලකා ගීතයන් ගායනා කළ ඔබට අපගේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය. සභාන මුතුනේ අප සූදානම් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්ත රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරගාවලියේ පිරිමි අවසන් තරගයේ සඳහා සුදුසුකම් ලැබූ යුද්ධ හමුදා සංඥා බලකා කණ්ඩායම හා යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකා ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් වල සමාජිකයන්
Back once again, and first up we go through the team cards, white and blue. Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps first. Shamira Pereira, Harsha Silva, Suresh Sampath, front row Nishant Kobakadua, Saman Pushpakumara, two locks, Samira Prabhat Kumara and Dhananjaya Vijay Gunawardena, two flankers, Chamara Vijay Vikrama at pivotal number 8 position, and the skipper wearing jersey number 29 Vasanta Kumara Singha, the scrum half Kasun Bandara, important fly half position, Janaka Madhushankar at left wing rather, Lahiru Sandaruan, Prageet Pereira, two centers, Janit Prem Jayanta at right wing, and Nipun Edri Singha doing all the defending at fullback.
Service Corps, Ashok Jailal, former national player, and Samira Vikramatne, who have represented Army team in the recent past. Darshana Uday Kumara, Charita Premaratna, Iranda Diya Tilaka, Supun Madhusanka, Nadira Vijay Muni, Shamira Silva, Kasun Aravind, Chaminda Udayanga, Chanaka Jayasundara, Pradeep Victor, Sampath Vijay Ratna, Rukshan Samira, and Kasun Chandasekara take the 15. Then in the replacement bench, Kumar Sarat, Manoj De Silva, Ruchira Dabare, Dulanja Rupa Singh, Udana Randenia, Abdullah Ashraf, Upali Vikramasinghe, and Vikum Abevira. The formalities currently going on with the two teams being introduced to the chief guest and the dignitaries. Just several minutes away from kickoff of this grand finale of the Inter-Regiment Rugby Tournament 2023. Sri Lanka General Service Corps taking on the Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps.
As Franjika mentioned, Commander of Army General Vikum Lianagi. I beg your pardon. General Vikum Lianagi being introduced to the two teams, and he's accompanied by Major General Sanjay Wanasinghe, Director General, General Staff, Sri Lanka Army. Two teams looks very keen and two solid teams. These two incidentally met in the finals previous year as well, dressed in orange, Sri Lanka General Services Corps, and dressed in white and blue, Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps. It will be a very close contest as it was in the previous years, and we are hoping to see some quality rugby. This is where Army develop their rugby, identify, nurture, and develop their talent. This tournament has been conducted previous years as well as this year. Started a few weeks back, and these two teams have performed exceptionally well and reached the finals. And today is the day. Which team gonna be ended up winning the magnificent trophy on the background right now? This is Inter-Regiment Rugby Finals 2023, played for the Commander's Trophy, prestigious trophy. Who will wrap their hands around it? Will it be the defending champions Sri Lanka General Services Corps or Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps? Earlier on we saw both teams doing their preparation, their warm-ups, their stretching ups, last minute preparation.
රග්බී කමිටුවේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Sri Lanka Army Inter-Regiment Rugby Finals. Both the teams looks to be in prime physical conditions. It'll all come down to this game, the finals. The officials were walking into the ground, and two teams already looking very keen and raring to go. As we arriving, we saw
Command General Vikum Lianagi, ඊට පස්සේ ඊට Chief of Staff Major General Sanjay
That's the kickoff. The finals. Signal Corp first touches of the game. From what we gathered,
Going for the
decided
line out
to kick the ball
is
into touch.
number 10, Chamindu Udayanga for General Services Corp. Line out on the 22, just out of the 22 rather. The defending champions starting off on a positive note. First line out of the game. First set piece as well. It will be Samira Rikamanayaka to throw in. Misses it, but straight into the hands of the number 9 jersey, who goes into contact. Brought down. Going to the far side. Good rush defense from the Signal Corp players. Now changes direction. Players on the outside. Here's number 14, Samira Rukshan, cutting back in, going into center field. Now goes for the kick, Udayanga, but it's gathered by the Signal Corps. Should probably clear their lines and get out of jail. They're stuck inside their 22. Here comes the clearance kick. Good height on that, but stays inside their own half. Here Services Corp breaking through. Brilliant run there from the number 11.
As you can see, General Services Corp getting their work rate up there. Looks like the team who have drilled very well and prepared well for the occasion. Early possessions dominated by the men in orange jerseys. Now works it out wide. Trying to dart through the middle, wasn't successful. Ball went forward. Ref Suranga Arashanta rightly spotted that one, and Sri Lanka Army Signal Corp getting an opportunity to get out of the jail. Early pressure being exerted by General Services Corps. Just about 2 minutes up. Even exchanges in the early minutes. Right at the center field, just about 22 meters out. General Services scrum up Vasanta Kumarasinghe, incidentally the skipper, just about ready for the feed-in. Fancy handling work just before he puts the ball into the scrum. Now number 8 breaks. Met with a couple of tackles, looks like a powerful man, goes to the ground and support arrives immediately. Now the clearance kick. Good distance, not collected cleanly on the first attempt. Now trying for space and met with a tackle in the process. Loud cheering for the Signal Corp. Still, General Services keep the ball in position. Nice short pass. Once again move ahead. Barging through tacklers. Good work rate. Defending champions. They are playing like the defending champions. Now a nice long ball. Number 8 steps inside. Beautiful offload. Tried a couple of steps before going down. Handling error. Knocks the ball forward and conceding the possession back to the defending champions. Beg your pardon. The Signal Corps, the previous year's runners-up. There you go, the error. The handlings, the offloadings has to be spot on. In a final like this, two evenly matched teams, still 0-all, just about 6 minutes up.
A bit of a hold up. This collision between the two players, with the General Service Corps player still on the ground. Medical attention for him. Time for the players to have a breather. So far, the game hanging in the balance, yet to open the account, both teams.
General Services Corps looks very good when they keep the ball in close quarters as they're trying to distribute it out wide. Inefficiencies in their handling come to the fore. They will have to get it corrected as soon as possible. Otherwise, they will be providing that much needed opportunity for the last year's runners-up, who looks very, very keen to win the title this time around. Nice and steady scrum once again. Skipper Vasanta Kumarasinghe with a feed in. Defensive approach from the defending champions, very good. They're always prepared to get up and go for the tackles. Quite a few tackles have already been missed. Here comes the clearance kick. Not finding touch. Nice piece of offloading there. Now we are right at the midway mark. The Signal Corps gets an opportunity to work the ball out wide, choosing to go for a range kick. Some distance, and the collection wasn't good at the moment. And he's inside the 22, gets it and clears. Bit of a dodgy moment for defending champions. Somehow, on that occasion, kicks it into touch, and ref moved to the point of touch, and it will be a line out in favor of the Signal Corps.
Line out ball for the Signal Corps, the Services Corps rather.
Interesting fact about this game, Ranjika, both the scrum halves leading the team. Something unique. Not always we get to see two scrum halves controlling things at the base of the scrum and at the same time captaining the side. Now just about 40 meters out inside Signal Corps territory. Well thrown to the back of the line. Throw goes straight, and the big man goes to the ground and clears the ball. Good ruck formation from the Signal Corps. Now the powerful legs driving through. Nice ball being presented. Long loopy rainbow ball, pretty dangerous. And immediately turn the ball over. General Services. Nice punt. Goes out on the full. But before that, ref awarding a penalty for not rolling away.
Penalty advantage for the Services Corps. Good run there from the forward. Good touch find there, almost on the 22. Chance for the General Services Corps, the defending champions. build up some momentum, put the Signal Corps under pressure.
Sri Lanka Army General Services Corps, quite a formidable outfit. From the details we've found out from the organizers, they've managed to win last 7 tournaments, if not more. This time met with a powerful tackle. Here comes another good ball to flanker, who deciding to work it out from left to right. Once again goes the services scopes. Nice ball being presented. 3-on-3 occasion. But the tackling from Signal Corps up to the mark so far. No team been able to draw first blood. Good handling skills. Now to number 5. Getting their handling efficiency right. Now big prop forward. Good hands. Finding some space in front. Worked it out, and he will have to keep the ball in place or cut back inside and goes for another scrum. Nice passage of play for the defending champions. Being able to build up few paces. Slowly but surely. Working their way inside the 22 meters territory of the services Signal Corps rather.
Closing in. The General Service Corps players now. Nice inside pass there to the flanker. Nadira Vijayamuni, who goes into contact. Now the forwards building up the faces, going inch by inch closer to the try line.
Ruck clearance and moving from pace to pace has been really good from the defending champions so far. Gave nothing away. Support arriving in time. These are basics. If you do the basics, minimize your error count, you will obviously get a good chance. Hands in the ruck, it seems. Another penalty in favor of the defending champions now. Goes over for the first try. They've been banging hard and harder. Finally created the scoring opportunity. Number 1, nice quick ball presented. Number 18 had very little trouble on that occasion from Signal Corps. Tackling wasn't up to the mark. Defending champion, they are in front.
Dulanja Rupasinghe with the try for General Service Corps. 5 points to nil. They take the early lead, the defending champions, with the conversion to come.
Just before the game, we found out both the pace kickers playing football for their respective regiments. So this should be a meet and drink. Let's have a look. Now the crowd trying to disturb the player. Thumps it hard and thumps it through the middle. It seems, yes, it is. 2 points being added. I beg your pardon, for a moment thought that one went right in between 2 posts, but the signal from assistant referees came through and wasn't successful conversion. Beautifully struck, just didn't manage to find the mark. 5 points to nil it is. The Sri Lanka General Services Corps in front, defending champions. Early dominance, early exchanges, gaining the upper hand.
So 5 points to nil. General Service Corps taking the lead, and the restart from the Signal Corps is high and long, deep into the 22, and the clearance kick looks good. Finds touch on the halfway mark, but it will be a line out for the Signal Corps. Chance for them to build a couple of phases, get inside the attacking half, and get the ball rolling. First of all, they need to get this line out right. Need to make sure that they don't lose possession. Possession is key for them now since they are trailing. Can't afford to give away possession to the defending champions.
Going through the team card, we've already found a player from a Signal Corp representing national squad, Samira Prabhat Kumara. So eventually makes their squad a strong one. Nicely formed ball, and coming through the side says ref. Penalty. Now the Signal Corps looking to kick that one into touch and work things from that position. The touch finder is good. Not too many meters gained. Ref awarding scrum in favor of the defending champions. Like I mentioned earlier, 2 scrum halves leading the side. Very vocal out there. 5 points to nil it remains. Sri Lanka General Services Corps, the defending champions, in front. They get a scrum in favor right at the halfway mark. Number 8 looks to break. Met with a good tackle. Sent a good punt. Defending backs catches the ball and immediately goes to the ground and looking for support. Isolated for a moment, but support arriving just at the neck of the time. Signal Corp managing to work the ball out wide now. Couldn't kick it out into touch, so the range finder
Here's the Signal Corps. With space on the outside, goes into contact, brought down. Once again, good defense from the General Service Corps. That's a knock forward, unfortunately. Just building up a couple of phases. The Signal Corps were unable to get beyond the defense line. Good desperate defense shown by the General Service Corps. Here is a knock forward. Was never in control of the ball. Losing possession in a crucial juncture now. They're still trailing. They need to get some momentum going in to the break. This game is a 70-minute game, 35 minutes per half. It's a good pick and go from the fly half Udayanga. Almost over the try line, but inches short of it. Now another chance for the General Service Corps to extend their lead. Pushing on, just inches away. That's a try. Second try for General Service Corps. The defending champions are leading the way at the moment. 2 tries already.
General Services Corps struck the second blow. A Signal Corps not being able to come up with an answer.
There is
Early
Darshan
stage.
Udayakumara with the try. 2 tries up for the defending champions. Against the run of play, Chamindu Udayanga making that break and catching the Signal Corps under surprise. Conversion to come from Chanaka Jayasundara. Pretty similar angle to the previous one. Kick is not successful, so the score will remain at 10 points to 0 in favor of Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps. As we have a slight hold up in the game with a player down injured on the field. He's still being attended to. 20 minutes up on the clock. In the first half, 15 minutes remain. General Service Corps in the lead. And the player is okay to continue as Signal Corps get ready for the restart. Restart is long, cleanly gathered and straight away with the clearance. Here's the Signal Corps coming in hard at the halfway mark, brought down. Now keeping the ball in close quarters, but good defense once again from the General Service Corps. Rushing in defense, not letting the Signal Corps work their way over. Changes direction now. Good quick hands shown by the forwards. Once again, going into contact, a bit isolated. Good defense from the General Service Corps players. Once again, no gain there for the Signal Corps. Now going out wide, the ball is fumbled, but still he comes away with it. The number 14, Janit Premajayanta, still going is the winger. Unfortunately, the ball is fumbled forward. It was against the run of play. The number 14 going into a brilliant run from Janit Premajayanta. Here's how it began. The ball was fumbled and right through the corner and cutting back in. Going past couple of players, stepping away, stepping in, stepping out. Unfortunately, just inches away, the ball was fumbled forward. But looks like the umpire has, the referee has seen an initial infringement, which brings the ball right back to where the move started. And the ball is awarded to the General Corps for a scrumming.
Scintillating run from Janit Premjayanta, but there was a slight knock-on right before he began that move. The crowd was excited. For a moment they thought Sri Lanka's Signal Corps just about to get a scoring opportunity, but unfortunately handling errors once again coming back to hinder their progress, and now earning a penalty for not releasing big burly kicker for Signal Corps. He gets it into touch and touch finder, which will providing them the much needed opportunity to enter the red zone of the defending champions. So far they haven't been able to do that right throughout the first half. As a result, it reflects in the scoreline, 10 points to nil. 2 tries were scored, none were converted. Footballer playing for Sri Lanka General Services Corps, not been able to add the additionals, and this time neatly taken line out for the Signal Corps. They immediately form the ball and powerful legs driving through, now switching directions. Defending champions, a little bit of a struggle, moving towards the right direction. What a fantastic rolling ball from the Signal Corps. Now ball comes out, big man tried to find a way, but he was stopped by a tackle on his tracks. Now switches directions, looking for support. Numbers available, but loopy netball-like pass allows the defenders to brought down the winger. Still, Signal Corps searching for their first scoring opportunity. Ref asking for both the teams to settle for early infringement. Very enterprising move by the Sri Lanka Army. Signal Corps trailing behind. I think to keep this game exciting, to keep this game interested, Signal Corps will have to come up with the next set of scores. Now gets a penalty. Quick ball being presented. Big man, bit static at that moment. Not being able to get their bodies in motion. Now right underneath the post, just about a couple of meters out. Still getting close. Now they are trying to utilize the backs and goes over. Much needed first try for the Sri Lanka Signal Corps. Lahiru Sandaruan, the center, does the job. And as you can hear, the crowd is elated. Pretty clear which team getting the most support. This is a familiar territory for both the teams. This is where Army do all their trainings and play their inter-regiment matches. And Lahiru Sandaruan gets it right. 5 points on the board. They are on the comeback trail. Sri Lanka Signal Corps. Now Nipina Dirisinger lining it up for the conversion. Nipuna Dirisinger got a decent boot. We found out so far. Important additional points on offer. Touch finder. It is true. Valuable 2 points being added. Edirisinger does the job. It's just 3 points in it. Last year's runners-up made a statement. They are not ready to back down.
Brings it down to just 3 points, the deficit.
With
Yes,
newfound energy, Sri Lanka Signal Corps getting their work rate up. Clears another ruck. Man who got the conversion with a clearance kick. A nice little chip kick, and the collection is good from the signal call. Nicely setting up another ruck, and big set of forwards, combined drive, and clears the ball. And unfortunately, hands on the ground, says the ref. Another penalty. Rubber the green goes signal corp way. Haridhira Singha with a touch finder, just about 18 meters net gain, and it will be a throwing in favor of Sri Lanka Army's signal corps. Harsha Silva with a line out throw, very well collected. This apparatus from the signal corps has been brilliant, given them created opportunities with that move once again. Rolling maul moves forward, powerful legs. Player with the ball clinging onto the tail of that ball. Defending champions struggling now. The ball came out. Player goes to the ground, looking for support. Another pick and drive. Fortunately for the defending champions, the defending prowess was up to the mark on that occasion. They were struggling while the maul was on the move. Very good comeback trail for signal corps. Now number 4 gives it an inside ball to the tight head prop, who goes to ground. Haven't been able to gain too many meters. Right underneath the post, just about 7 meters out, creating pace after pace. This is what they've done with their previous move, which eventually gave them the try. They are looking to repeat what they've done just about few minutes ago. Still, the Sri Lanka Army General Corps getting their efficiency in defense up. Now to the wider channels. Nicely presented pass, still just about a couple of meters out. Now switching directions. Some big powerful tackles coming from the General Corps. They've had no options but to go for initial infringement, which is a penalty in favor of the Signal Corps. Number 29 with the ball. Looks like they are going to take a quick tap. Scrum would have been a smart option, having seen how their forwards get their work rate up. And try number 2. Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps trailing behind for the first time. Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps is up by 12 points to 10. What a move, what a try. Looks like Suresh Samantha Rosa, the try scorer. Fabulous work. They've been knocking even harder, and finally Rosa goes over for the try number 2. And this conversion shouldn't be a difficult one for Edrisinghe, who converted one from much tougher angle, right underneath the post. As expected, very close encounter. As simple as that. 2 points added, 14 points to 0, 14 points to 10 in fact. Goes up. Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps in front. This game getting interest by the minutes. Just about 2 minutes left on the clock. Interesting game, Ranjika.
In the lead, Signal Co for the first time of the game. Brilliant comeback after conceding 2 tries. But now they're calling the shots. 14 points to 10. It stands with just over 1 minute remaining in this first half. Here's General Service Corps with the restart. Goes long. Dropped. And that will be a knock forward. I believe, yes. Big error there from the Signal Corps player. But a chance for General Service Corps to hit back and try and get back the lead if possible before the half time, which is just a couple of minutes remaining in this half. Skipper Kasun Aravinda with the feed. Gets it out. Gives it to Madhuranga. And here comes General Service Corps, but unfortunately gives away position to the Signal Corps. Going for the clearance kick straight into the hands of Jayasundara, who goes for the chip kick. Gathered cleanly and hand up straight away for free kick for the Signal Corps inside their own 22. And brilliant support as well for the Signal Corps here at the Panagoda camp. All the crowd support for them. Here's the clearance, which goes out of play, and that will be half time. Stunning comeback from the Signal Corps to take the lead after conceding 2 tries, and they go into the break 14 points to 10. 4-point deficit in favor of them. It's all going to be a thrilling second half as we take a break for the half time.
It's time for us to enjoy a little bit of band play by the Army Band.
දුන්නා 78ක් තියෙනවද 78ක්
යුද හමුදා තූර්යවාද කණ්ඩායමට අප අත්පොළොසන්නාදයක් ලබා දෙමු. සභානැමතුනි අප සෝදානම් වන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ අවසන් තරඟයේ දෙවන අර්ධය ආරම්භ කරන්නට.
second half, 14 points to 10. Sri Lanka Signal Corps leading with a thrilling comeback in that last 10 minutes to score 2 tries and take the lead for the first time after Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps scored those early 2 tries. The defending champions having all to do for in this second half, while the Signal Corps will be keen to extend their lead and somehow take the title home.
Signal Corps is in the lead only by 4 points. Significant lead came through the boot of Edri Singha, and who managed to convert both the tries, and as a result 4 points in front, 2 tries each. Second half just about to start. Number 25 gets a nice high-hanging kick. Player, despite taking quite a few tackles, still on the ground, now deciding to go and immediate ruck formation, clears the ball. A fly half gets it up. Number 14 gets the ball and deciding to go through a middle, a really nice darting through. Now he's looking for support arriving on time. Big man, tight head prop, goes to contact. I think this has been their favorite apparatus, moving from one pace to another. After conceding the lead 10 points to 0, the Signal Corps decided that they will have to come back, and what a comeback it is. Number 21 gets a quality ball, met with couple of tacklers, immediate support arriving. Another ruck being cleared. Big luck goes into contact. From Signal Corps, the basics they're following really well, which they have done towards the latter part of the first half. Now unfortunately conceding a penalty for holding on. Deschamps signaling, and for the first time in the second half, defending champions gets a chance to enter the opposition territory. Nice touch finder, serious yardage in that kick. It all comes down to both the teams playing their basics right, and towards the latter part of the second half and in the first half, in fact, a Signal Corps being able to do the basics right, but on that occasion, player hanging on to the ball for little too long, conceding position back, and as a result, Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps enters the opposition territory. They know they are back. That's a nice inside ball. Now the Signal Corps will have to be vigilant in defense, because they know for sure, defending champions, they got the firepower, as they shown in the first half, somehow yielding a penalty for holding on, and ref Suranga or Rashanta being at the right time, at the right place to call that one. Now Edri Singha, the fullback, gets it into touch. It will be a throwing in favor of the Signal Corps.
Here's the penalty offense. Holding on. Says the referee against Army General Service Corps. It's a line out ball for the Signal Corps in the halfway mark. Exactly on the halfway mark. A chance for them to launch another attack. Both teams yet to score in this second half. Unfortunately, not straight. Crooked throw there from the Signal Corps player. So a scrum ball at the halfway mark for General Service Corps as we move in to the 10th minute of the second half.
If Sri Lanka Signal Corps is smart enough, they should realize by now 4 points is not a lead that they can hold on for long. Still about 35 minutes remain in this game, and they are quite clearly know the firepower of the defending champions. Now gets the ball out wide to the fly half, immediately to the centers and get the bodies in motion. The tackler was efficient on that time. Now switching direction, going from left to right. This has been the pattern which enabled them to score 2 tries. Now another penalty. Not too sure what was the infringement. Ref having a word with the assistant ref, Suranga Deshanta, one of the most experienced refs in the country. Are we gonna see the first card of the game? Looks like there's a case of stamping, and yes, as predicted, yellow is the color. 10 minutes in the bin. Advantage Signal Corps. Now 15 against 14. Advantage is with the leaders, Sri Lanka Signal Corps. Now the defending champions, despite one man short, deciding to work the ball out wide. Good hands and met with a good, very good tackling. Spring in the heels from Signal Corps. Their defensive prowess has been far better than in the early exchanges. Still, Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps in position, kicks the ball out into touch. Gain some serious meters.
Just brilliant from the General Service Corps this time. Getting it deep inside the attacking half. It won't be a 50-22, but nevertheless, now Signal Corps having all to do for inside their own half. Despite being down to 14 men, General Service Corps have a chance of putting some pressure back on the Signal Corps. Here's the throw in. Looks like it's knocked forward from the General Service Corps, so scrum ball for the Signal Corps. It's precious time. They have the one-man numerical advantage, but if they are to use it, you need to clear their lines. They need to get out their own half. So far, General Service Corps is keeping the ball in the right area of the field. Here's the feed from the signal corps. Scrum half.
Good counter-attacking pressure from the defending champions. Still, Signal Corps gets the ball clear. Good touch finder. Very well done. Getting out of the jail. Smart piece of rugby from Signal Corps. If they are smart enough, they should be looking at the possibilities of entering the opposition territory. Service Corps under serious pressure, one man down, and after conceding their first try, their work rate has gone down somewhat. And Sri Lanka Signal Corps, having realized that, getting their paces right, getting their basics right, throwing in favor of Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps. Quickly formed ball, but wasn't moving forward, so they will have to clear the ball. And defenders from the forward setup of Signal Corps stretching out and spilled it out in the process. Good pressure on top from Sri Lanka's Signal Corps. Yeah, doing everything right. They know that they have the numerical advantage. This is the time to use it, but they will first have to enter their opposition territory, and what better opportunity than getting a scrum just outside the 25-meter line. Still 14 points to 10. Just about 10 minutes gone in the second half.
Once again, turnover now. Here's a Signal Corps. Taken by the number 8, but brought to ground. Just outside their own 22, the Signal Corps. Now going for the pocket. Here's the clearance. It's high. But error of judgment there. It was brought inside the 22. The ball was outside their own 22. And the ball was kicked out on the full, which means that the General Service Corps will have a line out inside the 22 meter. Another chance for them to launch an attack.
Both these squads already managing to draw in quite a few players who have gone on to represent Sri Lanka Army first 15 squad. Just about 6 players each from both sides. As a result, the quality of rugby is pretty high. Speed on display, skills on display. Now the line out throw finds a man. A General Services Corps looking to strike next. Exchanging ball through the hands. Now met with a good tackle, but was late. As expected, defending champion, strong comeback despite being man short. What a enterprising move, Ranjika.
Pradeep Victor at the corner.
We're having a look at the try once again. Got their bodies in motion. Tackle arriving just touch late. Up by a single point. The crowd is up on their feet, providing both the teams with some serious cheering.
Kasun Chandrasekhara, the try scorer for the General Service Corps. They take the lead by slender point with a conversion to come. Tough angle for the kicker. Pradeep Victor with the kicking duties. It's through. Brilliant conversion there to extend their lead by 2 more points. It makes the game a little bit more interesting. 2 steps and the kick just had enough legs to bisect the uprights. 17 points to 14 with a man down. General Service Corps have done a brilliant job to come back into the game. Now Signal Corps under pressure with the restart.
Excellent passage of play for Sri Lanka Service Corps, earning them and gain the lead back 3 points. As we mentioned, despite being 1 man down, get their work rate up and stick through once again the scrum half, the skipper. Obviously, whenever the team gets in front, they have to spring in their heels, which is what we are now witnessing from the defending champions. Just a slender lead. Signal Corps had all the opportunities in the second half. Now nicely stepped out a couple of players before meeting with 2 tacklers. Yes, in the meantime, defending champions earning a penalty for player not rolling away. Suranga Rashanta, one of the best, as I mentioned already. Now number 10 for General Services Corps, looking to find touch. Gets about 22 meters and they will be getting the line out through. It's the ideal time for them to set up a maul and get the opposition under serious pressure. They are in front. Whenever you are in front, it's a different energy. All in all, very evenly contested, very keen encounter. Both the teams I mentioned in possession of first 15 players in their ranks. Nicely taken and very smart pass. They are sending a player through.
It's Asuka Jailal breaking through the defense line. Here comes General Service Corps with numbers on the outside, but cutting back in. He's the forward. Now there's space on the outside, still opting to go in the inside channel, running diagonally, loses a couple of yards, but still the ball is available for the General Service Corps. Here's Jailal going into contact. Now skipper with quick hands goes into contact with Vijay Muni, that is carrying the ball inside the 10 meter. Once again the short side. Here's Udayanga, inches out now, getting closer. Knock back, says the referee. But referee, however, has played advantage in favor of the General Service Corps. Here's Jalal, takes the quick tap. Now spreading the ball out wide and it's dropped like a dolly. The try line was just in front of him. Darsana Uday Kumar misses a perfect chance to extend their lead. As the Signal Corps get out of jail. Look at this. Just that couple of yards to run over. Unfortunately, misses the chance.
Had the players outside, had the support, and all he needed is to gather the ball and diving over, but unfortunately spilling it. Try scoring opportunity, gonna begging. Much needed get out of the jail opportunity for Sri Lanka. The Signal Corps, they've decided to take the ball into one more pace, which is dangerous. Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps, they are exerting serious amount of pressure, and off feet, says the ref Suranga Arunashanta. Lucky break for a signal call. Kicks it into touch. Cardinal mistake, not finding the touch. Immediately service score. Kicks the ball, and they are in position and they are driving through. Once again, strong forwards, switching directions. Now from right to left. Nice inside ball met with a tackle. Handle player into heavy traffic there. Ref calling back play for an offside advantage for the defending champions. Couple of players too keen on that occasion, staying offside, and number 10. Here's the opportunity to enter the red zone of Signal Corps.
Udayanga with the touch finder. Inside the 22. Another chance for General Service Corps to extend their lead. Missed out in the early opportunity. But they are being very persistent. And so far this second half have been dominant. Here's General Service Corps with the rolling maul. Still going, but brought down almost on the 10-meter line. Here's Jailal now going into contact. Brought down. Skipper gives it to number 8, Silva. Now the forwards building up the faces. Skipper Aravinda once again asking the forwards to do the job. Jailal, the ball carrier. Inside the 10-meter they go. Ball is available for General Service Corps. Here's Aravinda marshalling his troops. Keeps it in close quarters. Inches out now. Looks like the ball is turned over. Brilliant defense once again from the Signal Corps as they take the quick tap. And the number 29, the skipper, goes for the kick. But referee will once again be penalized for offside play.
Are we about to see another card? Ref Arunashanta consulting with his assistant ref. Restarting the clock, and penalty in favor of Signal Corps. Much needed opportunity. They just need to kick the ball into touch and work things from there. They've been under serious pressure. In fact, they pretty much invited pressure and was under serious trouble. On that occasion, quick tap is taken and kicked it out wide. I think penalty as a result of a late charge. That's the reason why Ref Arunashanta is consulting with his assistant ref. A right call being made, and the big man in possession deciding to go by himself under huge pressure now. For the first time in the second half, defending champions under serious amount of pressure. Now balls comes out. Number 2 finds a tackler. Good clearance ball, hands on the ruck it seems, but unfortunately Signal Corps player was on the ground and he's holding the ball very, very tightly, and easy call from the ref. Penalty in favor of defending champions.
Slight hold up in the game. General Service score still trailing by 3 points. 15 minutes remaining on the clock. Here's the replay. Penalized for holding on. And
Now Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps gets an opportunity to throw the ball. Serious challenge came in the ruck. Beg your pardon, in the line out. What will be the call from ref Anurashanta? Knocked it forward. That was came from the Whites' hands. Scrum right inside their own territory in favor of General Services Crow.
feed from Kasun Aravinda of General Service Corps at the halfway mark. He takes it out, gives it to the younger. Now going into contact is the big center, Victor. Change in direction now.
Obstruction there.
Says the referee. Another turnover. Brilliant from the Signal Corps. They are not giving up. They are staying in the game, not letting the General Service Corps carry on with it. Here's the penalty, the touch finder. And what a kick that is from the fly half. He finds touch in on the 22 meter. And a chance for the Signal Corps to launch another attack, try and get back the lead.
This is by far the best opportunity Signal Corps got right throughout the second half. They've been inviting pressure and playing rugby inside their own half way too much, and now getting a lucky break. Line out in favor. The throw was fantastic and gathered the ball on rebound. Ref awarding a free kick, and quickly number 12 running across. Now switching inside, gained a serious number of meters. Here comes the ball out wide to number 8. He too taken quite a few tackles and goes to the ground under serious pressure. Defending champions Sri Lanka Army General Services still in possession, the Signal Corps. Now working the ball from left to right once again. This is the try and tested formula for them, which brought them serious success in the latter part of the second half. Another ruck being cleared. Ball comes out really nicely. Signal Corps set of forwards getting their work rate up. They will have to do that. Not too many minutes left on the clock, just under 7 minutes now. Gets in a quality ball, gathered on a rebound and tries to, oh, poor pass there, very poor. He was just thrown the ball out just for the sake of throwing the ball out, not finding support. Ball went forward and possession back with General Services Corps.
Did all the hard work there. Just couldn't get the offload right. Another turnover.
The crowd enjoying, young and old, fabulous. Now Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps will utilize this scrum to get out of their jail. They've been restored to their original number. Touch find was good, but not too many meters. Still inside 22 meters. Pressure times for the defending champions. Too many minutes left on the clock, and here's the opportunity, probably the most significant one right throughout the second half. Almost lost the ball in possession, and coming through the side, says the ref. Quick tap taken. Number 14. A nice sidestepping, despite being a burly man. Man with a serious sidestepping skills. Now inching towards the try line. Rolling once, that was legal. Here comes the ball out once again. Good support from the signal corps. If I'm not mistaken, ref got his hands up for the penalty advantage. One more pick and drive. Good clearance. Nice, neat and smart play from the signal corps. This is their opportunity. Now number 3, try to barge through, didn't work, and scrum half. Looking at both the directions and which side to work the ball. They got the numbers to the near side. Number 16, supporting the ball carrier. Now comes out the ball. Ref deciding enough is enough. Penalty in favor of the signal corps for playing offside. Touch too greedy there, and goes over the try line. Is it held up, says the ref. It'll be in goal, drop out. Lucky chance to escape under huge pressure. Somehow managing to find an opportunity to get out of the jail. Sri Lanka Army General Service Corps. Slender lead of 3 points. Will it be enough for them to win the championship? To wrap their hands around the magnificent looking trophy right at the center in front of the grandstand. Player getting ready for in-goal dropout. Number 29 catches it nicely and looking for wider channel. Number 4 comes in support. Very well done. High shot. Penalty comes up. Number 22, number 21 in fact, goes to ground once again. Now they can do something fancy, knowing the penalty advantage is coming their way. Finding it tough to clear the ball. Ref deciding to, yes, averting the penalty and asking to stop the clock.
So many penalties in favor of the signal corps. Right in front of goal. They could probably go for 3 points and roll level with the General Service Corps. But they've been opting to find touch throughout. Seems like they'll be opting for a scrum here. Perfect position for them on the 22 meter at center field. They can launch an attack from either side.
Which I think is a very smart move. Now they can suck in all the forwards, and on top of it they get the opportunity to work the ball to both the direction. It will be very, very tough for the defending champions. Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps got some speedsters who can do some serious damage. Number 21 is one of them. Number 25 waiting in anticipation. Deciding to go by himself. Gone through a couple of tacklers. Good leg drive. Line offside advantage coming for Signal Corps. Big man deciding to go forward, going through a couple of defenders. It is very, very tough for the defending champions. Pace after pace. The Signal Corps exerting some serious pressure. Here comes the penalty. What will be their decision? Will they go for a kick to equalize things? Looks like they are deciding to go for a scrum or quick tap. Now the big man goes to the ground, holding on to a few tacklers. Another big forward for Signal Corps trying to barge through. Wasn't successful. Pace after pace. This is serious continuation. One more leg drive. Still 5 meters out. Big men, understandably lesser mobile. Now all of a sudden the defending champions looks little erratic. Now the big man still wasn't through. One more leg drive. How many paces will it take? One more pick and drive. This is their try and tested successful method. Ref Arashanta quite keenly watching. Still not quite spilled the ball, but went backward it seems. Slightly greedy on that occasion, deciding to go by himself. Met with heavy traffic, no way through. This is the opportunity. Goes over for the try number 3. Will it be enough for Signal Corps to become the champions? They've had quite a few runners-up trophies. Is this the first time they will wrap their hands around the coveted Commander's Trophy? Janit Prema Jayanta, the try scorer who had a seriously good first half, and in the second half got a quality ball. He had the space in front and wide and goes over the whitewash. 5 more points added, and all of a sudden the complexion of the game has changed. 19 points in favor of the Signal Corps, and defending champions trailing behind. What a game it is. Now Nipun Edirisinghe lining it up for the conversion. Valuable 2 points on offer, because this 2 points lead will not gonna be enough during the latter stage of the game. Just about 10 minutes remaining on the clock, so still more work to do for Signal Corps. Just about 34 meters out with the angle, a tough one. Edirisinghe converted similar one in the first half. Gets it through. Couldn't find the target. 19 points to 17 it remains, and for a moment I thought there's 10 minutes remaining on the clock, but that's the end. What matters is Ref Suranga Arunashanta's clock, and he decided, and the long whistle sounds very, very sweet. for the first time for the Sri Lanka Signal Corps, the champions, coveted Commanders Cup winners. What a success it is. Sri Lanka Army Inter-Regiment Rugby Tournament 2023.
All joy here at the Panagoda Army Camp. The home support. They came in numbers and they are treated with a stunning victory. It was a topsy-turvy encounter with both teams in the lead several times. But until the last couple of minutes, the defending champions, General Service Corps, they were leading 17 points to 14. But at the last minute, the last grasp try from Prema Jayanta sealed the victory. Here's the highlights of the second half. That's how Service Corps took the lead with those two tries early on in the game. They took a 10-point lead, but then in the last 10 minutes of the first half, the challengers Signal Corps took the lead by two converted tries. Here's the second one. Two converted tries meant that they are in the lead 14 points to 10 going into the break. And in the second half, the Service Corps scored another try to take back the lead by 17 points to 14. And they held on to that until the last minute with this conversion as well. But in the very last minute, Prema Jayanta with the decisive try at the corner. The winner, that's what they needed, the Signal Corps. Winning the game 19 points to 17. What a story.
A fabulous story for Sri Lanka Signal Corps. What a fantastic game of rugby. Topsy-turvy one. Lead exchanges from time to time, and at the end, Signal Corps had enough gas in the tank to push through for a try during the last minute of the game. What a game it was. Crowd was gathered here, enjoyed, witnessed a fantastic game of rugby. I'm sure the viewers will join us on Sri Lanka Army official Facebook page. Witnessed a fantastic game of rugby, and new champions have been found. Sri Lanka Army Signal Corps 2023 Inter-Regiment Rugby Champions. What a story. Wonderful crowd cheering them all the way through, conceding 10 points to nil lead right at the beginning of the game, but they had the resources, and they had the skills and finesse to complete the game and finishing the game on the right side of the results. We are at the comment box, being able to witness some quality rugby. Some of the players already part of the first 15 squad, and there are a few more players who are raising their hands to take part in the upcoming league rugby tournament in the domestic level. As you can see, a really nice dancing act taking place in the middle. From a while now, we will be ready for the presentation ceremony, and what a game it was. We were told that Sri Lanka Army General Services Corps winning 7 to 8 tournaments straight, and what a day to break the dominance. Sri Lanka Signal Corps were the determined side, and the new champions 2023 edition. What a success story. Sri Lanka Army Sports Club done a fantastic job organizing this event, and things are in readiness for the presentation ceremony, and we will be back when the presentation starts.
ප්‍රථම අධීරයේ ජයසංකේත ප්‍රධානය කරන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ කාන්තා අනුශූරතාව හා පිරිමි අනුශූරතාව සඳහායි. දෙවන හා අවසන් අදියරේ ජාත්‍යන්තර මලල ක්‍රීඩා ඉසව්වලින් ජයග්‍රහණ හිමි කරගත් ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට තරඟ විනිසුරුවන්ට දක්ෂතම ක්‍රීඩිකාව දක්ෂතම ක්‍රීඩකයා කාන්තා ශූරතාවේ පදක්කම් සහතිකපත් පිරිමි ශූරතාවේ පදක්කම් සහතිකපත් හා කාන්තා ශූරතාවේ හා පිරිමි ශූරතාවය පිරිනැමීමට නියමිතයි. මේ විශේෂ දැනුම් දීම ජය සංකේත ප්‍රදානය සඳහා සියලුම ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් ඉතා ඉක්මනින් මෙම ස්ථානයේ පෙළසදන්න. එවැගේම අප මතක් කර සිටිනවා තරඟ නරඹන්නන්ටත් ජය සංකේත ප්‍රදානය සඳහා එක්කාසු වීම සඳහා මෙම ක්‍රීඩකයන් සිටින ස්ථානයට පැමිණෙන ලෙස. ප්‍රථම අදියරේ ජය සංකේත ප්‍රදානය සඳහා ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය යුද්ධ හමුදා මානලික ප්‍රධාන යුද්ධ හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාලතුවක්කු හමුදාවේ කර්නල් සේනා විධායක මේජර් ජනරල් සංජය වනසිංහ RSP VSP USP NDU ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ට කැටුවෙන්නේ අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජනරල් ප්‍රධාන මාණ්ඩලික යුද හමුදා රග්බි ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති මේජර් ජනරල් චන්දන වික්‍රමසිංහ RWP RSP NDU PSC යුද හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා අධ්‍යක්ෂ බ්‍රිගේඩියර් අනිල් පීරිස් RSP USP PSC යුද හමුදා රග්බි ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු උපසභාපති අධ්‍යක්ෂ ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා ආරක්ෂක හා ඉංජිනේරු ශාඛාව සුහුරුපාය බ්‍රිගේඩියර් ධනංජය අලුදෙනිය RWP ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ලා විසින්.
Now I respectfully invite to the Chief of Staff of the Sri Lanka Army and Colonel Commandant of Sri Lanka Artillery, Major General Sanjay Vanasinghe, RSP, VSP, USP, NDU for the prize awarding of runners-up of Inter-Regiment Rugby Football Commanders Cup 2023.
දෙදහස් විසිතුන යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ කාන්තා අනුශූරතාවේ දිනාගත් යුද්ධ හමුදා කාන්තා බලකා බී කණ්ඩායමටයි මේ ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනාව ඔබට හිමි පදක්කම් සහතිකපත් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා. මීළඟට අප සෝදානම් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බී තරඟාවලියේ පිරිමි අනුශෝරතාවයේ දිනාගත් යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකා කණ්ඩායමට හිමි පදක්කම් සහතිකපත් ප්‍රදානය කරන්නට පොදු සේවා බලකා කණ්ඩායමට ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය ඔබට හිමි පදක්කම් සහතිකපත් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා ප්‍රථම අධීරයේ ජය සංකේත ප්‍රධාන ඩික්කු යුද හමුදා මාණ්ඩලික ප්‍රධානීතුමන්ට ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට සුබ පැතුම් සෝදානම් වන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරගාවලියේ හා මලල ක්‍රීඩා කාය වර්ධන බරහා සවි එසවීම් තරඟවලදී ජාත්‍යන්තර වශයෙන් දක්ෂතා දැක්වූ යුද හමුදා ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට ජය සංකේත ප්‍රදානය කරන්නට ඒ සඳහා ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරගාවලියේ අවසන් මහා තරග හා සමාප්ති උත්සවයේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිත අමුතාලේ සැබමිනි යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති ගජබා රෙජිමේන්තුවේ හා ජාතික ආරක්ෂක බලමුළුවේ රෙජිමේන්තු අධිපති ලොතිනන්ට් ජෙනරල් විකුම් ලියනගේ RWP RSP NDU ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ට කැටුවෙන්නේ අධ්‍යක්ෂක ජෙනරල් ප්‍රධාන මාන්ලික යුද්ධ හමුදා රග්බි ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති මේජර් ජෙනරල් චන්දන වික්‍රමසිංහ යුද්ධ හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා අධ්‍යක්ෂ බ්‍රිගේඩියර් අනිල් පීරිස් ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ලා විසින් ඒ වගේම ගෞරව බොහොමනින් යුතුව ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා මෙම අවස්ථාවට සැපැමිණි යුද්ධ හමුදා මාණ්ඩලික ප්‍රධානී යුද්ධ හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාලතුවක්කු හමුදාවේ කර්නල් සේනා විධායක මේජර් ජෙනරල් සංජය වනසිංහ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ට ජය සංකේත ප්‍රදානය සඳහා එක්කාසු වන්නට.
Now I respectfully invite our chief guest, the commander of the army and colonel of the regiment of the Gajaba regiment and the Sri Lanka National Guard, Lieutenant General Vikum Liyanage, RWP, RSP, NDU, to give away the awards and prizes. He will be accompanied by the Director General General Staff and the Chairman of Sri Lanka Army Rugby Committee, Major General Chandana Wickramasinghe, and the Director of Directorate of Sports, Brigadier Anil Perez. And I respectfully invite to the Chief of Staff of the Sri Lanka Army to join with us.
අප සූදානම් වන්නේ ජාත්‍යන්තර ක්‍රීඩා ඉසව් සඳහා සහභාගී වේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා මාතාවට ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාවට අභිමානයක් හා ගරුත්වයක් ගෙන දිරය ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් ඇගයීමවස් යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපතිතුමන් විසින් වරප්‍රසාද මුදල් ප්‍රදානය කරන අවස්ථාවට එක්කාසු වන්නට. තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා තරගාවලියේ මීටර් 404 මිශ්‍ර සහය දෙවීමේ තරගය සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරග වාර්තාව මිනිත්තු 3යි තත්පර 15.41කට තරගය නිමා කරමින් රිදී පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම මීටර් 404 කාන්තා සහය දෙවීමේ තරග සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරග වාර්තාව මිනිත්තු 3යි තත්පර 33.27කට තරගය නිමා කරමින් රිදී පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීමට සමත් වීම හා තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා ශෘතාවලියේ මීටර් 400 කාන්තා ඉසව්ව සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් තම පුජ්‍යලික හොඳම කාලය තත්පර 52.61ට වාර්තා කරමින් රන් පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම සෙබල ආර් 101.648 සැරය නදීෂා ආර් 3 ස්වේච්ඡා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා කාන්තා බලකාය. තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා තරඟාවලියේ මීටර් 404 සහාය දිවීමේ තරඟයේ සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා හා ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා තරඟ වාර්තාව කාලය මිනිත්තු 3යි තප්පර 1.56කට නිමා කර රන් පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම හා මීටර් 404 මිශ්‍ර සහාය දිවීමේ තරඟයේ සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරඟ වාර්තාව මිනිත්තු 3යි තප්පර 15.41කට තරඟය නිමා කරමින් රීදී පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීමට සමත් වීම. සෙබල M 1032 මාණ්ඩලික සරයෙන් කුමාරගේ HKK දෙවන ස්වේච්ඡා ශ්‍රී ලංකා විදුලි යාන්ත්‍රික ඉංජිනේරු රෙජිමේන්තුව. තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා ශූරතාවලිය මීටර් 404 සහාය දිවීමේ තරඟයේ සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා හා ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා තරඟ වාර්තාව කාලය මිනිත්තු 3යි තප්පර 1.56කින් නිමා කර රන් පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම හා මීටර් 404 මිශ්‍ර සහාය දිවීමේ තරඟයේ සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරඟ වාර්තාව මිනිත්තු 3යි තප්පර 15.41කට තරඟය නිමා කරමින් රිදී පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීමට සමත් වීම. සෙබල 165.33 සරයන් දර්ශන එසේ 6 වන ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාලතුවක්කු හමුදාව. තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා ශූරතාවලියේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් හෙල්ල විසිකිරීමේ කාන්තා තරඟයේ සව්ව සඳහා නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරඟ වාර්තාව දුර මීටර 60.93ක් වාර්තා කරමින් ලෝකඩ පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම. සෙබල 4R.1429 කෝප්‍රල් ලේකම්ගේ HLND දෙවන ස්වේච්ඡා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා කාන්තා බලකාය. තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා ශූරතාවලිය මීටර 404 පිරිමි සහාය දිවීමේ තරඟ ඉසව්ව සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරඟ වාර්තාව හා ආසියානු නව තරඟ වාර්තාව මිනිත්තු 3යි තප්පර 1.56කට තරඟය නිමා කරමින් රන් පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීමට සමත් වීම. සෙබලෙම් 101.669 කෝප්‍රල් රාජකරුණා RMRN දෙවන ස්වේච්ඡා ශ්‍රී ලංකා විදුලි යාන්ත්‍රික ඉංජිනේරු බලකාය. තායිලන්තයේ පැවති 25 වන ආසියානු මලල ක්‍රීඩා ශූරතාවලියේ මීටර් 404 පිරිමි සහය දියුණුවේ තරඟ ඉසව්ව සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරඟ වාර්තාව හා ආසියානු නව තරඟ වාර්තාව මිනිත්තු 3යි තප්පර 1.56කට තරඟේ නිමා කරමින් රන් පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීමට සමත් වීම. ලාස් බොම්බඩිය නිකු GDKK 6 වන ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාලතුවක්කු හමුදාව. ඉන්දියාවේ දිල්ලි නුවර පැවති 2023 පොදු රාජ්‍ය මණ්ඩලය තරුණ කනිෂ්ඨ සහ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ බරයිසිලීමේ ශූරතාවලිය සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් කිලෝග්‍රෑම් 109ට වැඩි බරපන්තිය ලෝකඩ පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම. සෙබළ 159.30 බලලත් නිලධාරියක AGS අබේවික්‍රම 15 වන ශ්‍රී ලංකා කාලතුවක්කු හමුදාව. ප්‍රංශයේ පැරිස් නුවර පැවති 2023 ලෝක තරා මලල ක්‍රීඩා තරඟාවලිය සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාව නියෝජනය කරමින් TF44 කාණ්ඩය යටතේ මීටර් 64යි 0.91 දුරක් හෙල්ල විසි කරමින් ලෝකඩ පදක්කම දිනා ගැනීම. සෙබළ 678යි 878 බලලත් නිලධාරී දෙක සමිත දොලාන් KA 5 වන ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා පොලිස් හේවා බලකාය. මීළඟට අප සෝදානම් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන ආන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ තරඟ විනිශ්චය ලබා දුන් තරඟ විනිසුරුවන්ට තිලින ප්‍රදානය කරන්නට TDS අරුණ ශාන්ත මහතා HUNL සිරිසේන මහතා WDRJ වීරසේකර මහතා සභානමතන අප සූදානම් වන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන ආන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ දක්ෂයින් අතර අති දක්ෂයින්ට කුසලාන ප්‍රදානය කරන්නට 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන ආන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ කාන්තා අනුශූරතාවය දිනාගන්නේ යුද්ධ හමුදා කාන්තා බලකා B කණ්ඩායම දෙදහස් 23 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන ආන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි පිරිමි තරඟාවලියේ අනුශූරතාවය දිනාගන්නේ යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකාය. 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි කාන්තා තරඟාවලිය සඳහා කාන්තා කණ්ඩායම් 5ක් තරඟ වැදුණු අතර කණ්ඩායම් නායකත්වයට සියලු අභියෝගවලට සාර්ථකව මුහුණ දෙමින් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි කාන්තා තරඟාවලියේ දක්ෂතම ක්‍රීඩිකාව ලෙස කුසලානය දිනා ගනු ලබන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය සබල කහඳව KAN යුද හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකාය දෙදහස් 23 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලිය සඳහා පිරිමි කණ්ඩායම් 15ක් තරඟ වැදුණු අතර සියලුම කණ්ඩායම් වලට ප්‍රබල අභියෝගයක් වෙමින් නායකත්වයට ගෞරව කරමින් තම දක්ෂතාවය නිපුණත්වය මනාව පෙන්눔 කරමින් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි පිරිමි තරඟාවලියේ දක්ෂතම ක්‍රීඩකයාට හිමි කුසලානය දිනා ගනු ලබන්නේ Lance Corporal Jayvikrama DGCLI Sri Lanka Sanya Balakaya සමරවතන මීළඟට අප සූදානම් වන්නේ ජයග්‍රාහකේ ජයග්‍රහණය ලබාගත් කණ්ඩායම වෙත පදක්කම් සහ සහතික පත්‍ර ප්‍රදානය කරන්නට 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ කාන්තා ශූරතාවයේ දිනාගත් කණ්ඩායම යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකා කණ්ඩායම ඔබට හිමි පදක්කම් සහතික පත්‍ර ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා මේ ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය ඊළඟට අප සූදානම් වන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ පිරිමි ශූරතාවයේ දිනාගත් කණ්ඩායමට හිමි පදක්කම් සහතික පත්‍ර ප්‍රදානය කරන්නට පිරිමි ශූරතාවයට හිමිකම් කියන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකාය 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලිය සඳහා සහභාගී වූ සියලුම කාන්තා කණ්ඩායම් වලට ප්‍රබල අභියෝගයක් වෙමින් තමන් සැබෑම දක්ෂයන් බව ඒත්තු ගන්වමින් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි කාන්තා ශූරතාව දිනා ගනු ලබන්නේ සේවයෙන් විශිෂ්ටත්වයට ආදර්ශ පාඨය කරගත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදා පොදු සේවා බලකාය ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාවට දක්ෂතා පරිපූර්ණ නවක රග්බි ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් තෝරා ගැනීමේ අරමුණ පෙරදැරිව 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ පිරිමි කණ්ඩායම් රාශියක් තරඟ වැදුණු අතර ඒ සියලු කණ්ඩායම් වලට ප්‍රබල අභියෝගයක් වෙමින් නිරන්තර පුහුණුව නායකත්වයට ගෞරව කිරීම ස්ථානෝචිත ප්‍රඥාව මේ සියල්ල එකතු කරමින් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි පිරිමි ශූරතාව දිනා ගනු ලබන්නේ ස්ථීර ෂණික ආදර්ශ පාඨයෙන් පෝෂණය වූ ශ්‍රී ලංකා සංඥා බලකාය සංකේත ප්‍රධානීකෝ යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපතිතුමන්ට ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට උණුසුම් සුබපැතුම් සම්මාන මුදලේ අප සෝදානම් වන්නේ 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරගාවලිය ඉතාමත් විශිෂ්ට අයුරින් පවත්වන්නට ධෛර්යය ශක්තිය ලැබ දුන් සැමට ප්‍රණාම පුද කරමින් සූති කතාව කරන්නට. ඒ සඳහා ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජෙනරල් ප්‍රධාන මාණ්ඩලික යුද්ධ හමුදා රග්බි ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති Major General Chandana Wickramasinghe, RWK, RSP, NDU, PSC, Chase Tenerife.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I respectfully invite the Director General General Staff and the Chairman of Sri Lanka Army Rugby Committee, Major General Chandra Wickramasinghe, to deliver the vote of thanks.
විධානතා අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු තරඟාවලියේ අවසන් මහා තරඟයේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිත අනුස්ථාන ලෙසින් මෙහි සැපමෙනි ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධහමුදාපති ලෙෆ්ටිනන්ට් ජනරල් විකුම් ලියනගේ RWPD RSP NDU ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමා ඇතුළු මේ අවස්ථාවට සැපමෙනි යුද හමුදා මාණ්ඩලික ප්‍රධාන ඇතුළු සියලුම ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ සහ කනිෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීවරුනි රෙජිමේන්තු සැරයන් මේජර් වරුන් ඇතුළු සියලු රණවිරුවනි තරඟ විදුරුවනි විරිය ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් ඇතුළු ඔබ සමගෙන් අවසරයි. වසර 61ක දීර්ඝ ඉතිහාසයක හිමිකම් කියන යුද හමුදා රග සංචිතය තුළින් ජාත්‍යන්තර තලයේ කුසලතා හිමි ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් බොහෝමයක් බිහිම කර ඇත. තවද යුද හමුදා රග සංචිතය වෙත ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් තෝරා ගැනීම සඳහා වාර්ෂිකව පවත්වනු ලබන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු ආධුනික තරඟාවලිය මේ වසරේදී අති සාර්ථකව පැවැත්වීමට හැකියවීම පිළිබඳ මේ අවස්ථාවේ ඉතා අභිමානයෙන් යුතුව ප්‍රකාශ කර සිටිමි. 2023 අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු ආධුනික රග තරඟාවලිය සඳහා කාන්තා ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් 5ක් හා පිරිමි ක්‍රීඩා කණ්ඩායම් 16ක් මාසයකට ආසන්න කාලයක් තුළ තරඟ වැදුණු අතර අද දින පැවැත් වූ අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග තරඟාවලියේ සමාප්ති උත්සවය නිමාව දකින මේ මොහොතේ ඒ සඳහා නන් අයුරින් සහාය දුන් සියලු දෙනා වෙත අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජනරාල් ප්‍රධාන මාණ්ඩලික හා යුද හමුදා රග සංචිතයේ සභාපති වශයෙන් මාගේ හෘදයාංගම ස්තුතිය පුද කිරීම සඳහා මේ අවස්ථාවක් කොට ගනිමින් බාරදූර් රාජකාරියේ මැද්දේ රග ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් වෙත දිරියක් වෙමින් 2023 යුද හමුදා රෙජිමේන්තු රග තරඟාවලියේ අවසන් මහා තරඟය නැරඹීම සඳහා එහි ජයග්‍රාහකයන් වෙත පදක්කම් සහ සහායකයන් කුසලාන ප්‍රදානය කිරීම සඳහා උත්සවයේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිතයන් ලෙස මෙහි සැපපිනි ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාපති ලෙෆ්ටිනන්ට් ජනරල් විකුම් ලියනගේ RWP RSP NDU ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන් හට යුද හමුදා රග ක්‍රීඩා කමිටුව වෙනුවෙන් මාගේ ගෞරවය ස්තුතිය පුද කර සිටිමි. එමෙන්ම මෙම අවස්ථාවට සැපමිනි මෙම තරඟාවලිය සාර්ථක කර ගැනීමට උපදෙස් හා සහාය ලබා දුන් යුද හමුදා මාණ්ඩලික ප්‍රධානී හා යුද හමුදා ක්‍රීඩා කමිටු සභාපති මාණ්ඩලික නිලධාරී ඇතුළු සේනා විධායක සියලුම ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීන් හා කනිෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීන්ට අනෙකුත් සියලුම නිලධාරීන්ටත් මාගේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය පුද කරමි. මෙම තරඟාවලියේ මාධ්‍ය ආවරණය ලබා දුන් සියලුම මාධ්‍ය වේදීන්ට හා මාධ්‍ය ආයතන වෙතද පුරා මාසයක් තුළ තරඟ විනිසුරුවන් ලෙස කටයුතු කළ තරඟ විනිසුරුවන් හටද නන් අයුරින් සහයෝගය ලබා දුන් අනෙකුත් සියලු දෙනාටද මාගේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය පුද කරමි. යුද හමුදාවේ ජව සම්පන්නම සහ සටන්කාමීම ක්‍රීඩාවක් වන රග ක්‍රීඩාවට නව ජවයක් ලබා දෙමින් යුද හමුදාපතිතුමන් යුද හමුදාපති කුසලාන රග තරඟාවලිය නම් කිරීමම එම ක්‍රීඩාවට යුද හමුදාවේ තිබෙන පිළිගැනීම බව මේ අවස්ථාවේ සඳහන් කිරීමට කැමැතිමි. අවසාන වශයෙන් ක්‍රීඩකයන් හා පුහුණුකරුවන්ගේ ක්‍රීඩා කෞශල්‍යයන් වර්ධනය කරමින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදාව වෙත ජව සම්පන්න මානව විනයකින් හෙබි නව ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කර ගැනීමට ඔවුන් ජාතික හා ජාත්‍යන්තර මට්ටමින් ඔසවා තැබීමට මෙම යුද හමුදා රග්බි කණ්ඩායමට ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග ශ්‍රේණිගතගත කිරීම වෙලදී ඉදිරියට එමට ඇවැසි පරිපාලනමය කටයුතු යුද හමුදා රග කමිටු සමිතියේ සමාජිකයන් විසින් නොපිරිහෙලා ඉටු කරනු ඇතැයි මා තරයේ විශ්වාස කරමි. තවද මෙම එළබෙන රගර් තරඟාවේ ජාතික තලයේ විශිෂ්ටයන් වීමට ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද හමුදා කණ්ඩායමට හැකිවේවායි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් යුද හමුදාපතිතුමා ඇතුළු සියලු දෙනාගේම ආශිර්වාදය සහ නොමසුරු සහයෝගය අපේක්ෂා කරමින් ඔබ සියලු දෙනාටම සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් වේවායි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගනිමි. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
ප්‍රණාම පොද කිරීමේ කතාව කළ මේජර් ජෙනරල් චන්දන වික්‍රමසිංහ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ නිලධාරීතුමන්ට ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය පුද කරමින් අප සූදානම් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන අන්තර් රෙජිමේන්තු රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ සමාප්තිය සනිටුවහන් කරන්නට. දශක 3කට ආසන්න කාලයක් අප මාතෘ භූමිය අරාජික කළ කුරිරු ත්‍රස්තවාදය නිමා කරමින් ලෝකයේ විනය ගරුකම හමුදාවේ සමාජිකයන් වන ඔබ ක්‍රීඩාව තුළින් ලක් මාතාවට ශ්‍රී ලංකා යුද්ධ හමුදාවට අභිමානයක් ගරුත්වයක් ගෙනීමට අදිටන් කරගන්නා මෙන් ඔබ සැමගෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිමින් 2023 යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපති කුසලාන රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ සමාප්ති උත්සවයේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිත අමුත්තාලේ සැපමිනි යුද්ධ හමුදාධිපතිතුමන් ඇතුළු ඔබ සැමට උතුම් වූ දළදා හාමුදුරුවන්ගේ ජයශ්‍රී මහා බෝ සමිඳුන්ගේ පිහිට ආශිර්වාදය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් උත්සවයේ සමාප්තිය සනිටුහන් කරන්නේ සැමට සුබ දිනයක් සුබ රාත්‍රියක් ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් මීළඟට ඔබ වෙනුවෙන් DJ සංගීතය ගෙනෙන්නටත් අප සියලු කටයුතු සූදානම්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඔබ සියලු දෙනාට.